And my friend Jenny.
And we're live.
We're together again. I've missed you.
I've missed
you. Know, it's just, I don't know. I'm glad we're not up all night dealing with inpatients and, I don't need to be going into all those details. But anyway, we had a little, it was rough back then when we were up all night taking care of these patients. I do not miss that part of it. I'm glad people are healthier. It's better some days, but I miss you. I miss seeing you. Almost every day we saw each other.
I know.
And now it's like, we got to work it out. We got to get together. Now, we talk about every day.
No, that we do.
And we're not going to stop doing that.
Yeah, that we do.
But, this trying to get here together, sometimes it's a struggle.
It's a struggle, but we are committed.
We are. And we enjoy it when we do.
We enjoy it.
We have some people on here. Let's see. Hey, Philly. Hey, Brittany Turney, Jen Marr, Tina Reddington.
Hello.
Thank you all for coming to watch us. And Jude Battix.
So thank you all for jumping on.
And Kim Nix.
It's hard for us to set a time, but some of y'all, you just, good as gold.
You show up. It doesn't matter. Buffering. Kim Nix says buffering. Jude, just call me Jude. That. Hey, Angela. Tina Reddington. Thank you. Yes, it's working now. Alpha Fem X-Teen. Baker Canner. Hello. Can you see us now? Are we back? Somebody tell us if you see us. It's good now. Thank you, Alpha Fem.
I said, if it ain't nothing else, it's funny. That is for sure, Jenny.
That's right. Hey, Brittany Turney. So we're going to drive now because we were just talking away and realized it wasn't there. So, and like Candance here said, hopefully we don't hit another bump like the last time.
That's right. Hopefully this goes without.
Yes.
I'll try to get on some like country roads.
Yeah.
And
not too country because then we'll freeze up again.
Okay, that's right. I'll just drive around town.
So anyway, we're happy to be back together again. But yes, like you were saying, today is September 23rd.
That's right.
So we all know what day that is.
That is the day that, they either murdered JJ and buried him on this day, or they murdered him, the 22nd going into the 23rd, which is what a lot of us believe.
Yeah.
But we know they buried him today for sure.
That's right.
And tomorrow is sweet Tylee's birthday.
Yes. Can I borrow these sunglasses?
Sure,
Are these sunglasses?
Those might be better.
Good. Okay.
So, we want to pay homage to that.
Yes.
And we don't forget. And it's just so sad.
It is. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when these days come up, and I know it's difficult for the family with, it's just, I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. Look, so Philly said, did you see KJ's post? No cameras in the courtroom, no cameras on the trial.
Yes, we're going to cover that because we have Daybell Catch Up. And
yes.
I have never in my life had a case where it's just, so much stuff comes out this week. First of all, we have Melanie P.
Oh, yes.
Gets arrested.
I haven't even got to talk to you much about that.
Melanie P. gets arrested. Doesn't really have anything to do with this case. But it don't matter because it's like this. Birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
If you're used to cutting corners, doing criminal things, delving into it, our viewership is going to go way down.
There's nothing there. All right, so start over, I guess. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to... Oh, wait. Okay. Hi. Hey, Angel. Hey, Tina. Can you see us? Are we here? Are we here?
I don't know. It's been one of them weeks. It's been one of them weeks.
Froze up again.
Well, we appreciate y'all staying with us. until we thaw out.
Yes.
We do appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
But the sun is beating me to death on this side of my face. But,
Wait,
whatever.
Let's go down a road. Can you see us? Can somebody tell us if they see us? Wait a minute. Yes, you're back. You're back. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Candace was saying that people are saying tomorrow the world might end. I don't know about this.
Well, that's just what they say. I don't buy into that. I mean, that's what they say. September 24th, something about all this kind of stuff in the world going on with the internet and banks and, and here's what they're saying.
Hey, Paige.
Hey, Paige. So they're saying that if you get certain alarms, you need to run for the hills. I want to know where these people are running.
What kind of alarms are we talking about?
I want to know where they want us to run.
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, let's see. I think we've had a few other people join on here. Hey, Kathy. I think we had seen Tina,
yes.
Reddington, Brittany, Turney, Angel, Don Meyer, Creative Frugal Fun, Kathy Barella, Paige, Little Bronze. I think that's it.
I think Little Bronze, and I think Little Bronze is the one that asked us a question that we were going to cover this time about Lori Hillis.
Oh, okay. We've got a lot
I mean,
talk
it's a
about.
lot. There's Melanie P. There's this Lori Hillis thing. There's Judge Boyce coming out today about the cameras. It seems like there was one more thing. I'm just like, my gosh. But we're going to let Jenny read. I hope she can read my scribble because I scribbled in something I know. Candace shorthand. But.
Okay, so apparently Nate Eaton.
Well, first of all, KJ sent this to us.
KJ sent this to us. And then I think she must have posted on her community wall or something because somebody else said something about it.
Yes.
So Nate Eaton said, urgent. Judge Stephen Boyce issues an order banning video, still camera from Vallow Daybell proceedings. Continued visual coverage of this case poses a great risk to the... I can't read that part. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Hold on, let me put these on. I can read it. Hold on. I mean, y'all, we got.
I'm so sorry.
Right to the fair administration of justice. Therefore, continued vision will no longer be permitted.
I mean,
that's what he said. Now, first of all, that pretty much answers our question about Lori Hillis. Lori Hillis. The reason people were asking us a question, which KJ went into, KJ gave us a great, I'm going to call it grounding. That's what I'm going to call it. Because sometimes you hear something, you want to have an immediate response. I know I do. You want to have an immediate response to it. And then you hear another perspective or you get a little more information and you like calm down a little bit and you start to think, well, you know what? That's correct. That's correct. So Lori Hillis, I think she used to be a defense attorney. She writes books. I don't know a whole lot about her. Went after all of these questions about Lori Hillis and hearing her name, I had to go out and see who she was. She felt like there was too many sealed documents in the case and that the judge was, that he was overly sealing stuff from the public. But then she writes him that question and he tells her that it wasn't phrased right or entered correctly, and if she would re-enter it, he would entertain the question or the motion or whatever the legal term is. So she contacts another judge and says that she just doesn't feel like Judge Boyce and the prosecution are doing things right, and maybe they're doing some inappropriate posts on social media. She doesn't really have the evidence to present, I guess, but she's been told these things and wants these people to kind of look at it. So what do you think about just that, just what I said?
Well, I think that some things need to be sealed, right?
100%, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, here's the thing. I want to know about the case because I want to know that justice is being, that they are getting justice for what has happened to these people.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want to see it or see things or documents if it's going to harm the outcome of the case and keep justice from happening.
And, it might be some things are just sealed till the trial.
Right.
I mean, I don't know all of this, but anyway, so she sent that. KJ came on. She had a great perspective and said that, basically, the judge can't move left or right. I don't know what these people are saying, but judge can't move left or right without he's under a microscope. So he has to be very careful about everything he does. Not to say he's a human being. I mean, he could be doing things.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I do not know the man. I do not know his motivations or his allegiances. Let me say that. But, we don't want anything. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. It's about the case too. We don't want anything that is about the that's gonna help Lori and Chad in any way in appeals, mistrials. We don't want any of that. And
right, that's exactly right.
If we as nurses have when we think that there's a problem with a patient, or we think that maybe a physician or whatever is not responding appropriately, we have a chain of command.
Exactly.
And you have to follow the chain of command.
Yes.
You cannot just, call up News 2 and tell them what's going on and that this doctor's doing blah, blah, blah. You have to go up the chain of command. So I don't know. I'm sure there's a chain of command in court proceedings.
Right.
And that's really all I know about it. But I do feel like it's a moot point if the judge is going to nix-nay the whole thing.
Yeah, and let's see what everybody's saying.
Yes, I want to see what people say.
First of all, I know some people were saying, "Are you driving and reading?" Kathy said.
I did a little bit.
Well, I tried to read most of it, but I couldn't read because she had written real
quick. It was
quick.
my handwriting.
So, and then Kathy Barella said, "So sorry about that. We'll be keeping." I'm not sure what she's talking about right there. Baker Canner said, "Go park in front of a Starbucks and skim their Wi-Fi." We could have done that. That's right. So Alpha Femme Eckstein says, "I think he's been being pissed off, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back."
So I have a question for the group, because I cannot, again, we want to watch every single minute of every coverage. What are the reasons? I know why the defense is saying they don't want cameras in there. Why does the prosecution not want cameras in the courtroom?
That's a good question.
I want to know why they don't want it.
Right. So Kathy had said some things should be sealed, but not the entire hearing. Boyce may seal the hearing docs after the trial because it has 2 kids involved. Hey Linda.
So
your mama says, "Hey Linda, Mom is watching. Love y'all. We love you too. Beautiful day." She did go through the chain of command.
Okay.
Angel Meyer says, "I think this makes no sense." Little Bron says, "Agreed with Kathy." Angel Donmeyer, "Everything gets sealed, not need to seal everything." Tom Vaughn, hey KJ, prejudicial to either side, KJ says. What will hurt the case is if there are problems in the sealed documents not brought forward. It will not hurt the case to have another judge, his boss, look at the sealed documents. That's what Beautiful Day says. Kathy Barella says, "I think the prosecution is afraid the pictures will be devastating." Alpha Femme Eckstein says,
"I don't think they'll show the pictures."
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I've watched many a trial, and they would show the pictures to the jury, show the pictures to the people in the courtroom, especially the defendant. But I didn't see any pictures.
Well, and Beautiful Day said they won't show pictures on camera. But Alpha Femme X-Teen says something very scary. Maybe the prosecutors are not confident in their case.
I hate. Oh God.
That's scary.
I'm gonna say it. It crossed my mind. Not that maybe they're not confident in their case, but like when these type cases go on, like when Marsha Clark was on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, social media wasn't even out, and I mean they were critiquing her appearance. You know, it was a lot. So I'm sure that's added pressure for both sides. You know, for Monday morning quarterbacks,
right?
Who don't even know nothing about courtroom decorum and the law. Not really.
Right.
You know, we're just going over here off of what our moral law says.
Exactly.
You know, but so I can see how that would be like. You know, maybe we don't want the whole world judging us. Judge Ito, do you remember how they made fun of him?
Yes.
And all that stuff.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So these things are precedents for this case.
Yeah. So Tina Reddington says, I think the state knows their case is sound. They don't want anything for appeal. And
well, there will be an appeal. If they are convicted, there will be an automatic appeal. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, it's an automatic appeal.
If they're okay. Beautiful Day says, let's hope it isn't to protect. Oh, sorry. We are hitting a little bit of a bump. The LDS Church from further scrutiny. KJ says, does anyone care about the integrity of the case, or does everyone want what they want?
I care about the integrity of the case.
Yes, me too.
I did have a thought.
And Angel said appeals will happen. Like
this was a silver lining. It just popped into my brain, as most things do. I do feel like this is a slim to none chance, but I thought maybe there's going to be plea agreements and they don't want us to see it.
That's right.
So,
I mean, maybe so.
I mean,
hey, Jennifer.
I mean, I don't know. That did pop in my brain that maybe if there's, because, you know, we talked about, you know, it seems like Lori would be all about the show. She would be all about the show. And it would seem like Pryor would be about the show. Right. So if they all want the cameras out, maybe there's some movement that we don't know about.
Maybe so. I mean it.
But I will tell you this, speaking about appeals, I seen an article, and I'm pretty sure it was on East Idaho News, that said, this upset me so much, and I really hate to say this on this day of remembering poor JJ and Tylee on this day and this week. But it was profiling Larry Woodcock, talking about, we want the kids, we want to bury the kids, we want to give them a rightful burial, you know, put them at peace, put them at rest. And they said that they likely would not release the children until after all appeals are exhausted, the whole thing. I mean, I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know if that's the way it's really going to go down. But they said just in case they needed additional testing. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. But anyway,
that is terrible.
I did read that.
That's heartbreaking. That is really heartbreaking. And I hope that, I mean, I don't know. It's terrible. And these appeals can go on for years and years.
Look at Scott Peterson.
Yes.
Look at Scott Peterson. Now, I will say this. I'm not saying, well, first of all, if cameras truly do impede justice or the delivery of justice, the administration of justice, why are cameras allowed at all? I'm talking about in any case.
Well, that's true.
And why would the judge not put a gag order once the children were found and they were charged with murder and say, no Dateline specials, no 2020s, no Netflix series, none of that. We can't have none of that.
Because you think that stuff has been out way before they even pick a jury. Before they even pick a jury, all that has been out. That's the stuff that needs to not be out there until, they've got the jury's in there, they're told their instructions, that you hope they go by their instructions of...
The only way to make sure that is to sequester them. I hate to tell you that, but that's the only way to ensure. And you can't ensure what they've seen before.
That's true.
They're human beings.
That's exactly right.
I mean, and if you live in Idaho, and there's a huge case in Idaho, I mean, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We just had recently, we live in small town, right?
Right.
We just had 4 teenagers murdered separately, right? 2 one weekend, 2 16-year-olds, and then a 14 and an 18-year-old they found them last Sunday night. Right. So all around us is Buzz City about it. Buzz City, what is this? What happened? You're
watching the news, you're seeing, have they caught them? You are watching this stuff, and you're right.
And it's all on everybody's Facebook.
Exactly. I mean, social media makes it almost impossible to not see this stuff.
That's what I say.
It is just...
I mean, here we are on social media doing it.
Exactly.
But...
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So,
I think I saw Ron Hensley on here. Somebody told us to go park there. We're making them nervous. We tried parking, and
that's probably my mama. That's probably my mama.
Let's see.
Because my mama...
Actually, it's Kim Nix.
My mama, I'm 52, and she will be in the car with me, telling me, watch for this car, watch what you're doing, look at the light, look right here. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But anyway.
Yep.
I'm taking it calm.
We are, and it's just, it just messed up.
We'll try to go park at a place that the sun is going down. These are some of the things that we're fighting.
It is.
But go back to Jude. Was it Jude from England?
Yes.
I want to talk about that. Make sure it was Jude. Let's see if she comments back. She might have left because we were blurry.
Yeah, we were blurry.
We was blurry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it says Jude, but she said it's just easier to call it Jude.
Well, just to say,
it's Jude.
Just to say, the Queen's funeral, that whole thing, I'm telling you, I had to record it because I was working all them days. I could not be up watching it when it was going on live. It was magnificent. You haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched all of it. I've watched bits of it.
I thought that her funeral was very good. Talked about service and, all that stuff. And I'm not glad that she passed away, but I am glad that I got to see all that. Because, it hasn't happened in my lifetime.
No.
I called my daughter. I said, look, you've got to watch this. I'm 52. This just happened in my lifetime for the first time.
That's true.
I thought it was
exactly
magnificent.
Right.
I thought it was, I just don't even have words for it.
Yeah, and I plan to watch the rest.
I mean, all those military people.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, it was something. It was something. All those military branches, and just what, And I would like to say, I've heard them sing the national anthem, but I really didn't know the words that well. Oh, they're beautiful too. Talking about giving her victory and peace and a long reign over us, which God did. He gave long reign.
Yes, He did.
I thought it was beautiful. So I wanted to say that to Jude and to anybody who
that's over there, and it affected them. So it affected us. It really affected them over there.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was magnificent.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
and I don't know if Krisha K's on here. Somebody said at difficult research. I saw Jennifer on here.
So,
it's just, it's all frustrating. And to hear this, like you said, on this day of all days, and
well, maybe it's going to be a good thing.
And maybe it is. And it's,
maybe it's going to be a good thing.
In the end, whatever works to bring justice.
I mean, we have to trust doctors to do the right thing all the time.
We do.
And make the right decision. So we're going, I'm going to go on the back side. We have to trust, the judge.
That's
and the process. And, I'm not a legalese. And so maybe maybe somebody might need to look at it. And if there's nothing to hide, let them look at it. That's what I say.
Right. Yeah, it's
just frustrating because I feel like Lori and Chad get their way at every single turn.
They do.
That's what I feel like.
Although I don't know that she's getting her way, because she likes to have her little face right up in the camera.
That's true.
And she's probably upset that she's not going to be able to be smiling for the cameras. So let me ask this. If they're not allowed cameras, the reporters can sit in the courtroom and report back as to what's happened during the day?
As long as there's no gag order, I guess.
So there's a possibility they could even tell.
There's a possibility that they could say, you can't do anything. It's a possibility. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
That would be very frustrating.
Well,
to wonder what's going on, and which, and somebody else said on here something too that's even more important than the rest of us not getting to see it. There will be family members that cannot be there, that want to witness them get the justice that's deserved, and if they can't be there and they're not going to be able to see, I don't know. They should feel like something.
Well, the thing of it is even unless they put an order on it, which I guess they could, unless they let those people, zoom into the courtroom, and somebody's monitoring all that, because you got to be monitoring it, and then, that they can't release it, or...
True.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's right. And KJ said she's going to the trial. She's in the public, so... and she'll hopefully be able to give us updates on what's going on.
That's right.
So Little Bron said we don't have them in court in Canada, so for this to be open and then all of a sudden closed just raises questions. Courts are supposed to be transparent, Cindy Sue said. It's just... It's very sad. It's just very sad. Back here, KJ says Judge Boyce is not doing anything nefarious, but folk want to attack him personally with no evidence. People just want what they want. It's a lot. It's a lot. And Kresha K says, I'm so mad I can't see straight. It's like insult to injury from my perspective. Not that the judge cares about how I feel. I hate that, Kresha K. At difficult research. That's who I feel for. That's, if the family is saying we want the cameras, then I want the cameras for them. You know what I mean? Even if, the rest of us want to see them be punished for this. We want to see them squirm in that chair and suffer for once. But it's really the families that we want it for.
Yeah. It's a hard pill to swallow.
It is. And I don't understand it, because I don't understand what it would hurt That's what I don't understand. Sealed documents, that's one thing. I mean, if there's something in these, I mean, you hear this all the time about, I can't, you know, we can't tell you about this because it'll mess up our case. We can't tell you about this because it'll mess up our case. I understand that, okay? But I don't understand what putting cameras in the courtroom is going to hurt. I don't. Because the jury's in there. They're hearing it already. I mean, could they say, well, you can have the cameras in when the jury's in, but if the jury's not in, you can't? I don't know. I don't know. It's terrible.
What did somebody say?
Cindy Sue said, I think it has to do with the church.
What's KJ saying?
KJ says, and folks need to donate for Cresha's travel cost at difficult research. Yes, so that she can get there because of that very thing that we said.
She's going to have to be there at the minimum, probably 10 weeks.
Yeah, and she needs to be able to be there with her parents. And I mean, yes, absolutely. Help her do that. It's just awful. It's awful. Kathy says, my priority is to make sure Cresha's there. That's great. So, I don't know. I guess it's a sad thing that we're hearing this, and unfortunately not much we can do about it.
There ain't nothing we can do about it.
Decision, I don't see him going back on it.
Well, the thing of it is all parties want it. Maybe the lawyer don't, but all the attorneys want it. So it's easy to go with that. You know, it'd be much harder to go against that.
If the prosecutor said, no, we want the cameras. Yeah. I don't know.
I just don't know why they start this process to begin with the cameras.
Right. Like, what brought it up? That it's like, we cannot have them in there. Tell me other cases where they haven't had them.
Well, they don't have them in no federal cases. We talked about that. We talked about Martha Stewart, Ghislaine Maxwell.
And why?
Because they're federal cases. They don't film no federal cases. We talked about that last time.
Okay, so, but, and I know we did talk about this, but why is that? What are the I'm not trying to say they're trying to hide something, but why do they not want that sort of transparency?
Well, I said it's because people could learn some things about federal law and maybe use it to their advantages. Is the things I said. I don't really know. That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But I will say this, here's Ghislaine Maxwell, done these horrific things, horrific crimes that she has now been found guilty of, will be in prison for the rest of her life. But we don't really know nothing about it. The public don't really know anything about it. And what I mean by that is like, what is there to deter somebody from doing it when they're not seeing cause and effect? You do this is what happens. Mm-hmm. Which, I have a theory. In America, they don't want to tell you anything you do is wrong anymore. Nothing.
Well, that's true.
Nothing. There's a reason for everything you do. So anyway.
Well, I hate that. That's terrible. Now, Melanie P, you were telling us a little bit about what she was doing, what she got caught doing when our...
Well, we don't know what's going to happen with that either. And it's in Arizona. I mean, flip a coin. What's going to happen there?
So she was going into his bank account.
Like his business bank account.
And what was she doing in there?
She got a copy of a check. I guess maybe to show income or show something, or she felt like that check maybe went to her. But she had no business being in there. So here's for instance, when I say nobody wants to tell anybody they're doing wrong. She knew she had no business going in it. She went in it. But her attorney's excuse for that is Brandon didn't change the password. So the fact that she just happens to log in, and it happens to go in, I mean, is that really her fault?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's her fault.
So,
yeah, it's her fault.
So she used to be on the account, now she's
yes,
not?
That's correct. But she knew there was a whole legal thing that she was supposed to be off of it on a certain day and not go in it anymore.
And that's because
they were getting divorced.
Oh, they're getting divorced.
They already got divorced.
Oh, you're talking about Brandon's. You're not talking about Ian. Okay.
Listen to this. I learned this on KJ, or KJ and Difficult Research were talking about it. They shoot at him on October 2nd. October 3rd was going to be like the finalization of all this assets that they were selling. She was going to have to like sign on the dotted line. She wanted her cake and she wanted to eat it too. That's what she wanted.
Oh my gosh.
She wanted the life insurance. I want my kids. I can do what I want to do with them or not do with them. And I want all the assets. But nothing happened to her. Don't worry. Don't worry. Rest easy. Rest easy, everybody. So ain't nothing going to happen to her.
You really think she's going to they're just going to be like, whatever, drop it?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't know why, but I do. I mean, look at what happened to Colby.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't understand either.
Just all of a sudden that case was dropped.
When you admit to something.
Yeah.
You admit to it.
Yeah, he admitted to it. He admitted to it. So, let's see. Teresa K said, I've been trying to keep up with the Kristen Smart trial. No cameras in courtroom. I can't find much about it. Julie Coe, justice will be done, however that happens. And KJ says she agrees with that. Evil to the core, Kathy Barella says. I hope they throw the book at her. Yes.
But she is evil to the core.
She is.
She is evil to the core. And I do, hope they throw the book at her, but I don't have much faith in that. Right?
That's exactly right.
Because, I mean...
Especially with it being Arizona, like you said. I mean... Will we ever even see Lori stand trial in Arizona? Probably not. Do you think?
I don't know how all that works. So, let's say she's found guilty in Idaho, but then she's appealing. Does all of that, prolong this case over here? Or once she's convicted over here, then we ship her down there and say, okay, let's get the ball rolling down here? I don't know.
I think it should. I mean, I don't care.
I think it should, too.
I don't care if she's sitting in appeals over here. She should still go there and be judged for what she did there.
Well, 100%.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, Julie Wilbur.
But all this stuff costs money.
Oh, it does.
And,
that's true. And I guess their thoughts on it would be, well, if she's sitting in jail over here.
Let them take the lead.
Yeah.
Let Idaho take the lead.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Poor Idaho. I mean, poor Idaho. I mean, really, she lived in Idaho 9 days before, or 10 days before she kills her daughter there. And then, not even 20 days later, kills her son there. Poor Idaho.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure they
But maybe Idaho will get us some justice where another state might not have.
That's true. That is true. That's just crazy. Crazy. If they get off in Idaho, then we'll see her in Arizona, Alpha Femme says. Well, let's hope we don't see that.
Well, if they get off, that means Chad's completely off. Because he's not charged with any of these crimes against Charles Vallow, even though he called the funeral home. He's not charged with the murder attempt on Brandon Boudreaux, even though he's on the phone with Alex before and after and moving a tire wheel.
And they didn't charge
Do you see
him
what
with
I'm
anything.
saying?
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So these things make you think, yes, Melanie P's going to walk too.
Something's up in Whoville.
It is. You're right. You're exactly right.
So anyway, that is very disheartening news today. Very disheartening news, and I doubt that there's anything that the family can do, or a judge above him, or anybody can do if it's the right call.
That's right. And I
mean, they can't just make decisions like, oh, I feel like it should go this way. They have to have legal precedents. They have to list all that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be hard. It would have been hard for him to say, put the cameras in there.
Right.
Right. It was an easier decision for him, a more, on the side of the law, an easier decision to say, protect the case.
Yeah.
Protect the evidence. Protect the jury.
Well, and like you said,
protect justice.
When you have both sides saying it, too.
Both sides said it. Which what do you do about that? I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that.
But I did want to see some of these people in action.
Well, I wanted to see them struggle. I want
but I'm talking about I want to see the attorneys.
Oh yes,
in legal. I love the legal. When they're having the legal arguments, and especially sometimes the best part is when the jury ain't in the room.
Yeah,
that's when you really get a feel for the case. So.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, and I want to see all that too, but in the end of the day, more than anything, I just want to know.
More than anything.
They're guilty with the death penalty is what
anything.
I want to see.
More
even
than
if
anything.
It's just on the news afterwards. I hope, I know KJ's going to be in there.
Well, Crusher
and
K
I'm sure
keep
Crusher
us
K will be keeping
updated.
us. Yeah, Crusher K will definitely be keeping us updated. So,
and there are people who live up there.
Yeah, that can be keeping us updated.
That maybe they can be taking video outside the courtroom, or become a journalist. Become a journalist and keep us plugged in as to what's going on outside. When we see Melanie Gibb, if we see Melanie P.
Ooh, it's gonna be something.
And they did show us the preliminary hearing. I mean, that was a little bit of a. I mean, John Pryor, oh my goodness. When he was coming at Melanie Gibb, he couldn't really come at David Warwick that much. I don't know if the man cannot hear well. I know that he had the COVID divider.
Yes.
And so if you've got that, any kind of that, and you've got a hearing issue, maybe some hearing aids, he was having a lot of difficulty hearing the questions, answering the questions. So sometimes when you go hard on people like that, it's not a good look.
Right.
Even if they need to be, the jury reads it that way.
Yeah.
And so anyway, but boy, was he going at Melanie Gibb. And Chad's over there giving questions. And these are some of the things that I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to it because I think there is like I've told y'all, I feel like there's 80% of the stuff that we ain't even heard.
And that's true. I'm sure that's the case.
I do. I believe there's 80% of the stuff we hadn't heard. But maybe they'll do a new format. Maybe they will, maybe it'll make Nate Eaton and Justin Lum really come out during breaks and give updates, and like them court TV reporters.
Yeah.
I mean, they give some great commentary when they're live in a trial.
Well, okay. Will they allow court TV to sit in there without a camera?
Well, they can go in there without.
So do you think there'll be reporters from court TV in there?
Yes.
I feel like too.
I feel like it's about the trial of the century. Even though we're early into it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it kind of is, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like court TV people, maybe they will go in there. They'll come out during the break. I used to watch Jen Casares and all of them, and they give great, they're not just giving what's going on. They're watching all the players. They know all this legal knowledge. So they really give you really can learn something from them.
And so, okay, well, explain this to me. What is a still picture going to hurt?
Zooming in.
To somebody's face. And why is that?
I mean, I don't have no problem with it, but I'm just saying that maybe they think it's distracting. Maybe it makes noise. Okay. The clicking of the camera.
Okay.
I don't really know. These are just what pops up in my head.
It's just... Oh, well. I mean, it was not the answer I wanted. It was the answer I was afraid of, but...
Yeah, I felt like it was going to go that way, too.
Yeah.
And with this Lori Ellis, I can't say what she's... I'm not an attorney, so I cannot say her questions are valid or not valid. I cannot make a judgment call on that. However, what I can say is maybe that added pressure from someone who's not even in the case made the judge go, wait a second. Before we start inviting in the clowns and the elephants and the tigers into our circus,
right,
maybe we should bring it on down.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
Maybe
what do you think?
Yep.
And we don't want it to be a circus.
No, we do not. No, we do not. Kathy said Nate Eaton just tweeted that any decision by Idaho judges regarding audio and video cannot be appealed.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn G. Bountiful said they have mail on computer charges she may flip to save herself. Now, okay. Do you think there's a chance of that?
Well, I think.
Do you think there's a chance they'd say, can they do that?
Of course they can do that. They can say, if you are a positive influence into this case and, you're a credible witness and what you tell checks out, then it can affect how this case goes in Arizona. Yeah, they can.
Well.
But she said, what did I tell you the other day on KJ when we found out about it?
That she will go to jail for her Aunt Lori.
And I said, here's your chance.
That's right.
Here's your chance, Melanie P. Let's see.
That's right. Oh, let's see.
Well, now that we got it out of the way.
I know. My gosh.
Right?
Yep.
We'll just have to be creative, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to be creative.
We will. Yep, for sure. We'll have to, we have to hope, like, we were talking about that person on TikTok that would come out.
Now, she was an attorney.
She was an attorney, and she would come out during the Josh Duggar case and give all these updates. So we need some TikTokers to be... Is that what would you call them?
Yeah, I'd call them TikTokers.
A TikToker.
Or YouTubers.
Or either one, that's right. Which, Cresha K, KJ, we'll be getting updates from them. And then, anybody else that we can get that's going in that courtroom to come out with little shorts about this is what's going on, this is what, because that lady came out during breaks and at lunch and updated, and then end of day updates.
She sure did. End of day, she wrapped it up for us.
Yep. YouTube shorts during breaks, Kathy. That's right. Julie Wilburn, love will find a way.
And we cannot.
And
we
prayers
cannot.
for justice and
that's
all
right.
that.
We are going to stand for justice. Put some cement on my feet. You got some cement on yours. Just because this didn't go the way personally we wanted to.
Yep.
We cannot let them get away.
That's right. But you know what? KJ's got a great idea. Candace Page needs to go in the courthouse and draw the people in the trial. That is a great idea, KJ.
Oh, I would love it.
We're going to have to fly her out there for that, for sure.
Well, I don't know how you get that job.
Well, I mean, she can draw them even if she's just sitting
yeah,
in
she
the,
can just
courtroom.
draw, yeah.
But we can find out how you get the job.
And I'll tell you, Larry Woodcock could come out and tell us something every day, too.
That's right.
And everything he tells is just straight as arrow.
That's right.
He really does. He speaks, he speaks so eloquent. So,
KJ said she'll finance. Paige going in and...
so, just commanding.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we got to stay strong.
We do. We absolutely have to stay strong together. And even if we can't be in there, even if we can't be watching it,
we got to make sure we're updating.
We're going to keep updating. Wherever we get information, we'll pass along information. Hey. You know, a lot of ours will come from Crushing, KJ, and
Justin Lum,
Nate Eaton, and any of those people doing TikToks and YouTube shorts.
There's a lot of people on here that live in that area. Mm-hmm. I hope they really go out there and did y'all see Language of Horses channel? Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. Oh, and it's just a breath of fresh air, right? I mean, her horses, and then she had these great names. Now I know why her handle is so great. Right. Language of Horses.
Yes.
Those horse names were just, I was like, dang.
I know.
They were wonderful.
Yeah.
And those little stories.
I better show my sister-in-law because she loves horses.
And we work with somebody who loves horses.
We do. We need to show her too.
And she has horses.
That's right.
She has horses.
That's exactly right.
Well, in other news, I'm supposed to go on vacation next week.
She is. So next week, we probably, because of, you know, where you're going, you're probably not going to have time to call.
Well, first of all, there might be a hurricane coming there. I just found out this yesterday. I'm going with 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them are committed. Hurricane or not, here we come. I'm a little nervous about it, but God pilots my ship, so I guess we gonna go, hurricane or not.
Well, you just have a good story to tell.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Maybe I can make some.
I mean,
good
who gets to say I was at Disney in a hurricane?
Ooh. But you know, I have been through some hurricanes here.
Yes, we have.
And even though we are very inland,
we can still.
There have been times that I thought the roof of my house was going to come off.
Yes.
Yours?
Yes, same here. And flooding. Like, I lived near a creek that was a very good, you know, a long way from my house. And I got up that morning, and like you said, I heard limbs hitting the house. It sounded like the roof was coming off the house. I got up the next morning. Nobody had power.
Yes. And
so I get up to go drive, and the creek is up by my driveway, and I lived way up on a hill, and the creek was way down a good ways away. I mean, it was scary.
Plus tornadoes.
Lots of flooding, lots of tornadoes. That's right. And we don't live in Florida. Alpha Film says, native Floridian here, been through many hurricanes. You'll be fine. Have fun. There you go. There you go.
Well, that's what the people are saying on the Facebook.
Yeah.
They're saying, get a poncho, get your Crocs, get on down here. I'm like, well, if anybody's going to do it right,
it's going to be y'all.
Florida, not me.
Oh, y'all.
Florida.
Well, you're talking about, I thought you meant Disney, because you're going to do Disney.
Now, I'll do that right as I can.
But yeah, Florida, yeah, like when we talk about the little hurricanes here, they're nothing like the ones in Florida.
No, we're not getting the direct impact.
No.
I will tell you, my daughter went to college at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, which is right there,
yes,
you know, on the coast. She was not there 2 weeks, and they said a Category 5 is going to hit the shore of North Carolina. I mean, Florida can handle this kind of stuff. They're prepared. You know, it's like being up north or Idaho with the snow. We're not good with any of this. We don't have consistent enough.
Right. We get it every once in a while, enough to stop everything.
Right, but we're just not consistent enough with it for them to put the money in to really deal with these types of things, right? I thought if a Category 5 hits the shores of North Carolina, she won't be here no more. I mean, literally, it might flood us up to the mountains. Mm-hmm. I was like, but by the time it came, you know, they get y'all worked up. By the time it came, it was a Category 1. I mean, they had us thinking. Paige lived on the 3rd floor. We were thinking all the way up to the 3rd floor, it was going to be flooded.
Well, and I'll say this too here. I mean, I love where I live. I do. I'm going to pick on the weatherman a little bit. I love our weather people as well. But, you know, and they're probably just telling what they feel like is going to happen. But sometimes they do
They get excited.
They get excited, and we're going to have a lot of snow that's going to stop everything, and the sun shines, and we get no snow. They call school off.
They have missed before 20 inches of snow falling.
They have.
Overnight. And I will tell you this. So we've been watching some Florida weather people. They're just calm. They're like, we don't really know what it's going to do. Just be prepared. We don't want to get anybody excited. This is how they're talking. Here would be like, you know, I don't like them people saying that if we get some kind of alert, run for the hills. I'm thinking, what hill do you want me to run to?
And I've not heard about any of this. Where have I missed this about the world ending tomorrow?
Gosh,
I've not. Is it because people's internet's messing up? They feel like their world's ending because they're
well, I feel like this Ukraine-Russia thing, there's some kind of military presence protecting the banks in China. Like, it's a little bit of hot. Oh, Jerusalem is going to split into 2 states. Yeah, Jerusalem, like the Palestine. You know, they always have conflict over there. Something's going to happen there.
I've missed all of this stuff.
Yeah, watch me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Okay.
Yes, me too. I am too, because I'll know where I'll be if the world ends.
I did just say I was worried about a hurricane, but
I don't want to be judged, but I'm not going to be where Lori and Chad are if the world ends tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, so Alpha Fem says, I wonder if they don't do that on purpose, calling for snow. I'm in Tennessee now, and if the wind blows too hard when it snows, they call school out. It doesn't even have to snow here.
Yeah, it don't have to snow
if they're
here.
calling for snow. Now, I'll say part of the reason they do that is we've had a couple of times where we don't know if it's going to snow. We don't know. They either don't release school early, or they go ahead and send the kids to school. It starts snowing while they're on route, and buses will wreck because we are not prepared for snow.
And we can have more of an icy mix with the snow.
That's really hard.
Laughing
in Canadian. I know you are dealing with snow.
A couple of years ago, I know she remembers this. We had a little ice thing that happened. I mean, it was like 1.5 inches of ice or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah, it was like, yes.
I mean, it sounds like nothing. But apparently it's a lot, because it stopped all the interstate traffic.
It did.
People got out of their cars, left their cars on the interstate to walk home because they could not drive on the ice. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, because I'm going to tell you what happened. It takes me about 15 minutes to get home from here where I am right now. I was working home health at the time. It took me over 2 hours to get home. I have a carport and like a side porch. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. When I finally got in that driveway, I thought, oh, I'm good now. Well, some of that ice had went under my carport. So when I go to hit the brakes, I just slid and just pushed the porch out of the way because I had to go. And I just went in the other door because I had to use the bathroom so bad. But my husband was not happy.
Well, I mean, these things happen. But I will tell you, we're not well prepared for the summer or the winter weather.
We aren't. We are not.
Now, leaves changing, we're prepared for that.
We are. We love that.
And it came today.
Yes.
Fall came today.
Yes,
she really did. She really came. Like, and she's so pretty.
She came to so pretty. It feels nice outside. It was actually the first day of fall yesterday. Normally, it's like really hot here. I mean, it's been really nice. Really nice.
So.
But, yeah, so next week we may not get to do... You leave what day?
I leave Monday. I got to beat a hurricane.
You got to beat a hurricane. So we probably will not get to do a video next week.
Unless we do StreamYard.
Yeah, we might try that. If
we
you're
might
not
try
busy.
That. We keep... Well, you know, Paige says we're going to take it real easy and slow. We're just going to enjoy it.
Right.
I mean, it might be raining.
Well, yeah. So if it's raining, you're in the hotel room, call me.
Yeah, there we go.
Or go sit outside and call me, and we'll get to see a little bit of hurricane.
Maybe I can do a weather report.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like those, that guy does. And I'm going to tell you what's funny about him.
You got to act like you're about to be blown away.
I know.
Though.
And then those kids will be walking behind you normal, and the weather person is looking like they can't stand up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
That's always funny. So anyway...
Yeah, so I guess we'll try to StreamYard next week if we can, and then the next week we'll be back together.
Mm-hmm. And who knows what we'll talk about, because
that's right.
Every week there is bombshells.
There is.
And it won't stop just because we won't be able to see it.
That's right.
Maybe there'll be a plea deal.
I mean, maybe that, you're exactly right.
Maybe if Lori knows I'm not going to get my time in the light...
She might just say,
She might just say, whatever, if you're not going to give me that.
Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what the prosecutors were thinking. Maybe the prosecutors were like, she wants to be on camera. That's the whole thing. When she finds out she's not going to be on camera, maybe she'll really, you know.
We don't want her to get anything that makes her life any better.
No, I don't want her to get a plea.
And we
I
don't
want her to get the
to...
death penalty. I want her to get the death penalty.
I do too.
Difficult Research says, once y'all use StreamYard, you'll wonder how and why you ever did it any other way. Y'all are welcome to join me anytime you want. I love you both, and thank you all for being so supportive. We love you so much. Difficult Research, Crusher K, we love you.
I know.
And we're here to support you, anything you need, for sure.
That's right.
Hey, Jennifer, thank you. Little Bronze, thank you.
Well...
Yeah, I guess we have to get ready to go so she can get ready to start packing. I mean, you only have a couple of days.
Well, it won't take me that long to pack, but I have to prepare everything for my husband to be here.
While you're,
while I'm gone.
Right, yeah, have him all settled and ready.
Mm-hmm. So that, you know, he don't have to worry about nothing.
Aren't you good? If my husband's watching, I'm sorry. But I'm not that good.
But my son's going to be moving to Florida. I told you that.
Yes.
My son's going to be moving to Jacksonville, Florida.
That'll give you a reason to go there more often.
Yeah, yeah. So this will be my trial for a hurricane, because I'm sure if he lives in Florida, he going to get some.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So...
Well, let's start telling everybody. Thank you so
much.
So, Jennifer, Little Bronze, Difficult Research, Kim Nix, KJ. KJ said she'll meet you in Page in Florida. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kathy, Ron Hensley, Lindsay Bountiful. Thank y'all so much. Tina Reddington, Julie Wilburn, Alpha Fem Eckstein.
Yes, we love you all.
We love you all. We thank you so much for watching. Kathy Barella,
and
Tom
hanging in there where we had a little internet blunder.
Yes, hanging in there. Tina Reddington, thank you.
The world might have already ended and we missed it.
Maybe because our video was messing up, you know. That's right, it could have. So we'll see you all on the other side if that happens. Baker Canner, Ron Hensley.
That's right.
She says travel mercies can dance.
Thank you so much.
Well, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week or the week after if we don't get to do StreamYard.
That's right. Until next time.
Bye.